Today, I'm going to be talking about a new plugin for Obsidian called Loom View. It's not in the community browser yet. You have to install it via BRAT or manually download it, put it in your plugins folder there. There's a little demo video playing. You can see its purpose is a timeline, basically an interactive sort of timeline view for your notes, specifically, when you're doing stuff that makes sense for that. In this case, they've got a bunch of notes on the history of the world, and you can very easily see what things happen in different areas of the world, simultaneously across the planet. So it's by Unique Plane 6011 on Reddit. The GitHub is listed there. I'll have it down below. I'll have a link to this Reddit thread down below as well. Let's take a quick look. Loom View is a powerful grid-based visualization plugin for historical research, world building, and project tracking. View what's happening in different parts of the world, different plot threads, side by side in dedicated lanes. Entity glow, hover over any note to see connections between it and other notes. Configurable, it is very configurable. There's some things that I do want, but you can really tweak it however you want. It's very cool. Data scoping, there's some cool filters and stuff. You need a couple things in your notes. There's 3 properties that you need, and then a 4th that you can optionally use. And these are all changeable in the actual settings for the plugin, so you can change them to be, whatever makes sense for your use case. So, but by default, it's going to be region, year start, year end, and then optionally you can have key figures, right? And so these will be basically these will be things that cut that. So region is going to be the left axis. Your start and your end is going to control how big the the bar is for that event. And then the key figures is going to determine what notes get highlighted when your cursor is over a specific note. So things that have overlapping key figures, with whatever note you got highlighted, are going to be kind of a spider web that goes out. So this is the actual settings for it. So source folders, right now I've got it set up to just a specific folder in my demo vault here. You can also have it use tags if you want instead of specific folders, or you can use both. And you can say, hey, make it only these tags in this folder, or anything with these tags, or anything in this folder, whatever makes sense with how your vault's kind of styled. Start date key, year start by default. End date key, year end. Lane key, region. Lane order, so the lanes are going to be the left-hand side axis. Typically, in this case, it's going to be regions of the world, right? And then connection keys, key figures. Now, it seems like you can use multiple of these, so you can have different YAML properties for different ways that they connect. And zoom levels, you can tell it, different ways for it to visually depict your loom. And then bookmarks you can have down here. I'm going to show you a little one that I set up. So this is a table I've got. This is basically like what the loom's going to do. This is just pulling from everything in that same folder. I'm going to click this guy, and right down here, the little keys down here, you can click them, they'll jump around to different areas. The keys, specifically, they don't really make sense with the end result. This is like a first run type of thing. But you can see on the left-hand side, we've got Dominaria, Wrath, Mercadia, and Phyrexia. And up at the top here, we've got different years. The BCE and stuff might not make sense for the specific data set I'm pulling from, but I just wanted to get something that, quick and dirty works and really get a feel for it. So you can see up here we've got a Thran Phyrexian War. We hover over it and you can see a bunch of threads pop up to different events on different lanes, right? We've got overlapping events right here. We've got a lot of webbing, right? As we go through here, you're going to see Phyrexian development. If you stop it, it'll pop up the dates and the name. If any of you are nerds watching this, I don't know if these dates are accurate. This is just what I found. Did it very, very quick, okay? So you can see how cool it is, like how neat it is. We can click these up here, and this is going to take change like the scale upper axis, so it'll give us a little bit of a different view like in that sense, right? So and you can see we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here all at the same time. Now, this button right here in the upper left, filter, well, click it, and guess what? We get a drop down with checkboxes, and if we uncheck something, it pops away, it's gone, it's out of here. So if you do have a very, very large data set you're working with, you can easily filter it however you need to kind of, get the type of view you're looking for, right? So very cool. You can see, where was it? It's pretty customizable. Now, there are some things that I wish that it would let us do. If you put, so this is just the note title right here. If you click it, it'll open up the note. If you put a little emoji in the note title, it'll render properly in the Loom, which makes sense. But that's kind of the extent of it. I wish we could do stuff like coloring the boxes differently based on maybe tags or something like that. Or maybe when you highlighted one, instead of just the thread connecting it, maybe they all change color or something like that. There's like some more things that could probably be done to make stuff a little bit more quicker to kind of get the hang of, right? If you do like the control minus, control plus, it's going to scale properly just like any other note would. So if you really do need to do a really pulled back view, you can. I'm pretty excited for this. Another thing I wish that we had for this was, I guess, Loom files as opposed to just the one Loom settings. So you could have like maybe a Loom file, a .loom thing that when you open up, it pulls up this rendered view based on the stuff that's in the Loom file versus pulling from the plugin settings, so that you could have multiple looms that are entirely separate if you wanted to, stuff like that. But this is fresh. This is a fresh, right out of the oven, piping hot plugin. So plenty of room to improve and grow. But as it stands now, it's super nice. And like I said, the bookmarks down here don't make sense with what I ended up going with. But if you click them, it's just going to slide your little viewpoint over to whatever the year is set there. So I just wanted to share this with anyone who doesn't know about it, because timeline stuff in Obsidian is so it's so requested. People really love this type of thing, especially because Obsidian seems to be very popular with the fiction and the tabletop RPG people and stuff like that. So very popular. But even just in general, if you like to do research notes on the topics that you love, there's probably some cool thing you can do with this, and I think that's not much more to say. There's gonna be a link below. Basically, right now to install it, you're gonna have to have the plugin called BRAT. And if you have BRAT installed, which you can get from the community forums, you just type in BRAT into the command palette, add a beta plugin for testing, and then you're going to paste the GitHub repository right here to this little thing. And once you paste it there, hit enter, there's going to be a drop down here that you can actually use, and you just say latest version. Add plugin, it's going to download it and put it in your Obsidian folder. It's going to enable it. You're going to be good to go. And it's just going to show up in your regular, community plugin settings, just like all the other ones. And then, yeah, you can start messing around with it. It doesn't come with any sample notes or anything like that, but just a few properties that you'll have to set up to get going. And then yeah, I'm really curious to see what kind of more unique use cases people are going to have for it. I really just enjoy this kind of presentation of it, and I think there's going to be a lot of really interesting stuff going forward. But yeah, there you go. Loom View, link down below in the little box there. Go click it, go install it, go loom it, go weave it, do all that stuff.